You're on live with Rob Patry, coming from beautiful St. Andrews by the Sea. Tonight, we've got something a little different, a little funny, perhaps even a little edgy. We have stand-up comedian and owner of Chuckles Comedy Club, Shane Ogden.
That's me.
I've remembered your name, and I've remembered the name of your club.
Wow, that's great.
You know what? I've been studying for about a week for this show. I'm really excited.
That makes one of us.
I am stoked. I am so excited.
I'm a little bit excited too.
Are you? I know why I'm excited, because you're a professional comedian. Why are you excited?
I'm excited because I've never been on television before.
You're kidding.
Oh, well, one other time.
Where were you on TV?
That was the Halifax Comedy Fest in 2007.
2007.
Yeah. This is a step up. This is a step up.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that was a compliment.
It is a compliment.
And I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Well, welcome to Rob Patry Live.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
First time live, for sure.
Is
Nobody's ever trusted me to do that except you.
Why is that?
I don't know, but if this goes south, it's all on you, man.
Really?
No, it's on me.
You know
too.
what?
We'll share the
We have
experience.
a 20, 30-second delay, even though we told you we don't.
Oh, you don't trust me as much as I thought.
No.
Okay.
No,
all
because
right.
you say anything obnoxious.
That's right. You got to cut that out.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have Martha from St. Stephen, you know, turning down her hearing aid. We want her to hear everything.
That's right.
And we want to be nice to her.
That's right. And you know, this is a call-in show, Shane. If anybody's got any questions, here, you read off the numbers.
Yeah. So if you want to call into Rob Patry Live, where am I supposed to be looking? Over here?
Sure.
Over here?
No, you look at both.
The numbers over
simultaneously. You know what? You look at the camera, and I'll read it.
Okay. So
506-529-8826.
That's the number.
See, we already fooled them because they showed me on camera.
Perfect. Oh,
so
I
this
see how
hasn't
this
worked out at all.
Okay, so you guys point them where they need to go. I don't need to look where they are.
They're looking at me but listening to you.
There's a lot of cameras in this studio. Yeah.
This is a professional environment now. This isn't like something like CBC you said you're on. It's like a 2-bit operation.
Right. It's very small.
This is huge. This is you've made it now.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole comedic career. So
have you?
Thank you for providing this outlet for me.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me about your background. Tell me how you write a joke. Tell me what you think is funny and who your favorite comedian is. Go.
Okay, thanks for the no pressure. No, I fell in love with stand-up comedy back when I was an actor. We did dinner theaters and that sort of thing.
You were an actor.
We had a cast party. Community theater. So I was the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors. I was the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland with Storybook Theater in Calgary.
Right.
And so I was a New Brunswicker who lived in Calgary who was doing some dinner theater, and we went to Yuck Yucks for a dinner party.
Mark Breslin, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So I went there, and I went there to just for a cast party, and I looked at these guys doing comedy, and I went, I could do that. I could do that. So I did it, and I did it 5 minutes at a time. I made everyone in Alberta's ears bleed. I was terrible. And I just eventually got good. I just did it the old-fashioned way. Just show up every day and do the 5 minutes, do the 10 minutes. Eventually, I was invited to open for professional comedians on the weekends. Then I toured the country for about 15 years. And then I got back to New Brunswick, and that's when I started becoming a father. And when I became a father, I didn't want to leave behind my kids. So I started doing comedy shows around New Brunswick. And eventually that evolved into inviting other performers to the province.
You know what? I don't even remember what I asked you.
You were asking me about the beginning.
What you've done is you've done the whole hour condensed in a minute, and now I've got nothing else to say or ask.
We can elaborate on lots of stuff. I want to know some stuff about you, too.
There's nothing to know about me.
You don't
ask. You know what? There's a rule. When you came in, somebody should have told you, do not look at Mr. Patry. You do not ask Mr. Patry any questions.
Well, I heard that you have your M&Ms separated and you don't eat red. And you scream at your producer if you get red M&Ms.
Right. Yeah, I learned that from Eddie Van Halen.
I don't think that's reasonable.
Was it Eddie Van Halen or the singer guy? What was his name?
I don't know anything from...
Those are old stuff.
Yeah,
You're far too young for that.
That's back in the 20s.
So do you know who Mark Breslin is?
I know Mark Breslin.
Do you know him?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Do you know that the first time I went to Yuck Yucks, which is going way back, he was still hosting. He was to the MC at the time.
Wow, that was a while ago.
Oh yeah, it was the comedian.
He hasn't performed in years.
Years.
Yeah.
This is, more than 10 years ago, I'm sure. Because it was, what's that guy's name? The comedian, a big comedian from Canada.
Jim Carrey?
Yes. He was in his rubber face, imitation face.
Yeah, and as you know, in comedy,
impressions.
There's only one other guy with the initials JC, right? And he's...
Jesus.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus
but to
Piranhas.
us, Jim Carrey is this way, right? Absolutely, and so many great stars came out of that. You know, Norm Macdonald and Howie Mandel. So when you know, I was lucky that I got to meet some really big comedians. I got to open for, of course I can't remember right, Harland Williams. I got to open for who's the Encino Man, dude, that guy.
The Encino Man.
Do you remember Pauly Shore?
Pauly Shore.
So I got to rub shoulders with people like Dave Coulier from Full House. Like all these stars were coming through Yuck Yucks, and I became a comedian. I toured the country, and then I had kids. I got back to New Brunswick. And suddenly I was watching cartoons every day with the kids, and I missed comedy. So I wanted to do comedy.
I got to stop you right here.
Sure.
What cartoons were you watching?
Bob the Builder, you know, just whatever the kids were watching.
No, are there electricians on Bob the Builder?
Well,
Because you are an electrician.
Yeah, I'm an electrician.
That's why I
too.
bring that up.
Yeah, that was during my I quit comedy phase. I don't want to do comedy anymore.
Now, why wouldn't you want to do that anymore?
Because, you know, it's just like, no matter how funny you are, the landlord still wants his rent.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter how...
It's a tough life.
It is a tough life. I've lived in my truck. I was homeless for a period of time.
See, like, didn't Jim Carrey went through that? He was living in his
I
van.
can remember in a hotel in Edmonton, I only had enough for a jar of peanut butter, a loaf of bread, and some bananas. I asked the front desk for a knife. They said they didn't have one. I got an extra key card, and I remember spreading the peanut butter on my bread with my key card, chopping up my banana.
Were you able to open the door after that?
No, I had a second key.
Oh,
that's why I kept the dirty peanut butter key. Right.
So you didn't fall off the turnip truck. You know the tricks of the trade.
I know what it's like to be broke, and that's why I'm so happy today, and we'll talk more about it, but the comedians that we pay now, I like to pay them a little bit more because I know what it's like to be a starving artist.
Right.
Yeah.
So do I, except I'm not an artist, I'm just starving.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, you're a professional interviewer.
No, I'm not.
Well, you look
Know
professional.
what? I play the role of an interviewer, but I'm not.
Really?
Inside, I'm just this...
You're a rock star. You just want to jump up on this table and bust a solo.
Actually, no, I'm a professional golfer.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, and yet I've never picked up a club in my life.
It's exciting, I guess.
So now, okay, so Chuckles.
Yes.
That's in St. John. That's a club you own.
Right.
But you have a partner?
Yes,
Who's
I do.
Who's your partner?
My partner is Julie Tower, who is...
She's in our audience tonight.
She is in our
audience.
With her husband.
Who's your best friend?
That's right. So my best friend, Dale Tower, I met when I was 8 years old, and we started hanging out, building Legos together.
Right.
And we just never stopped hanging out. That's one of those beautiful things about my life, is that he's the only guy I can remember. He's the longest friend I've ever had.
Yes.
And so he was coming to all the comedy shows I was doing in New Brunswick and beyond. He was traveling with me a little bit around the Maritimes.
Now, do you think he was there because he was your friend, or he thought you were funny?
No, he just
or a little bit
loved
of both.
the comedy shows.
He loved the lifestyle.
He actually gave me a lot of advice when I was doing comedy shows, and he would like add a line here, or you should do this, you should try that. And then when I was starting to produce the comedy shows, I had Mike McDonald on my show, and that is where he met his now wife, Julie Tower, who is my business partner now.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So it's a family, almost a family affair.
It is. It's a collaboration.
Yeah.
Dale does like mechanical stuff, like build the stage and help me with the lights and stuff like that. And Julie books the acts, and I don't know what I do, to be honest, anymore. But I'm sure that I help out where I can.
So they keep you hopping.
Yeah, I'm very busy.
You wear many hats.
I say I'm a father, I'm an electrician, I'm a comedian, and I'm a comedy show producer.
That's a lot. That's a full plate.
It is a lot.
When do you get time to just relax and take it easy?
I walk the dogs with my girlfriend on Sundays. Except this Sunday, I'm here.
Because you're here.
That's right.
Yeah.
My dogs want to walk desperately, but I said, no, not today, Pooch. I got to be on Rob Patry Live.
Yeah, well, you know, it's good to get the priorities straight for the dog.
Well, it makes them appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Maybe if you're a better doggy next time, I'd take you for a walk, right?
That's right, yeah. So what kind of dogs have you got?
I've got a terrier pug.
Okay.
Got a little mustache. It's a tug.
Yeah.
They call it a tug. Barbie Sparkle. I let my 7-year-old daughter name the dog.
Barbie Sparkle.
You know how kids go, I want to name the dog, and I was like,
See,
okay.
I'm not sure if that sounds like a horror movie or a stripper's name.
Yeah, Barbie Sparkle, and she's jet black. It doesn't make any sense. But then I'm like, okay, Barbie Sparkle, poop
Is
for
she
daddy.
sparkly?
Yeah, so.
Poop for Daddy.
Poop for daddy.
That sounds like a band's name.
It's my new book coming out.
Poop for Daddy.
Poop for daddy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So now, I got to look at my questions. You know, see, because we talk so much, I've got nothing to say to you now.
Oh well.
I've got zero. So I'm going to go to my cheat sheets here. None of it. I'll have none of it. You
Nunavut.
lived in Nunavut.
I traveled to Nunavut
No, that's
to do
like up
electrical
north.
work. Yes, very far north. I was on the center of the Hudson Bay in Chesterfield Inlet, Nunavut.
Chesterfield.
Yeah, I was in Arviat, and I was also in different areas of Nunavut with different amounts of populations and so on. But it was wonderful. I saw polar bears.
Right.
Really cool, man. Really cool. Like
So
I was
what were you
in
doing?
National Geographic.
You were doing like your apprenticeship for being an electrician?
I was already an electrician at that point.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. So I actually took electrical here in St. Andrews at the college.
Oh, at NBCC?
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's
cool.
really the fault of this community.
Yeah.
All my shoddy electrical work. Yeah.
Oh, so you got a lot of lawsuits and things
Yeah,
going
like
on?
I'm so bad at it, they sent me way up north to see if Santa Claus was real.
You know what? I got a problem at home I'll ask you about after with a light switch and a dimmer, but we'll talk about that.
I'll be able to fix it.
Okay, good.
No, I really can do it. And they sent me to Nunavut, and it was great experience.
Okay, who's they?
The people,
said
the company,
they sent
the company
you.
that hired me sent me
Okay.
to Nunavut. And you know,
Was it
with
a-
everything going on at that time,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, you know, there's not a lot of money in what I'm doing with comedy. I think I'll just be an electrician now. And I told my friend Dale, I said, I'm not going to do Chuckles anymore. And that's when his wife, Julie, stepped up and said, you know what, I'll run things while you're gone.
Okay.
Turns out she was way better at it
Better
than I
than
ever
you.
was. And now it is starting to pick up steam. We had sold out shows this weekend. It was fantastic.
Now, are you at that point now where they could just take you right out of the equation? Like, because it seems to me if she's
Almost.
running things and you've got comedians coming in and you want to be an
Yeah.
why are you even there?
I think I'm more of a figurehead at this point.
Okay.
I think
Like-
people are used to seeing me there. I shake every customer's hand. Thank you for your business. I really appreciate you coming.
Right.
You know?
So you're like the mayor of comedy.
That's why they call me the mayor
Is that
of
what they
comedy.
call you?
Yeah, because
Now, who-
I am very immersed in the comedy culture in St. John, which, by the way, has as big or bigger of a scene than Halifax does. People are surprised to hear that.
Yeah, St. John is really
I mean,
vibrant.
look at James Mullinger.
Yeah.
He was, before he became as big as he is now, he was doing shows. He saw a wooden sign that I made, and he told his wife, Pam, hey, look, there's stand-up comedy in St. John, and he approached me, and we started doing shows together
Oh, that
in
is
the
so
early
cool.
days. Yeah, and we're still friends, but he doesn't call me. He's very busy. And he
Right.
doesn't call you either.
No, he doesn't. If he's watching tonight,
James,
which I'm-
please call Rob
Yeah.
Patry.
You know what? And I'm sure he's watching because I have a huge audience.
That's right.
And I have a
I understand it's in the millions.
yeah,
Yeah.
just in New Brunswick.
Yeah. If not just in our heads.
Yeah, but also we're worldwide now because
Wow.
we're on YouTube and people are watching.
I know.
all-
Probably.
You know, but
It's true.
seriously,
It's true.
So, like a kid in Dubai, for example, or Mumbai, or
Yeah.
what other places are there? Give me a place. Chile.
Yeah.
Is it Chile?
Russia.
Russia. You know, kid
Yeah.
could
North
watch.
Korea, you know?
Well,
Kim Jong-un and Dennis Rodman
I
are
suppose.
probably watching us right
I
now.
suppose. But yeah, a kid, no, but I like to think that a kid in one of these places is watching me on YouTube and saying, you know what? If he can have a show, so can I.
That's right.
You know, like
You're
if
an inspiration,
a
Rob.
goofball like him, they can give him a show.
Exactly.
I could do
Anything
this.
is possible.
Anything, yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm proof.
That's
I
right.
give hope to the talentless.
I think you do.
Thank you.
You've
Appreciate
given
it.
hope to me.
Well, there you go. See, so there's hope for both of us.
That's right.
Oh man.
So yeah, I started bringing comedians to St. John in 2009 at a bar called the Aquarius, which is now shut down, tore down. And since then, I called it Shane Ogden Presents up until the last couple of years. I went from venue to venue. I was at the 3 Mile for 5 years, and then I went to the Howard Johnson for a year. And then I saw this bar called Chuckles Lounge. And I walked in, I ran square into the owner, and I said, can I turn this place into a comedy club? And he goes, yeah, sure, whatever. And that was the history of Chuckles Comedy Club.
So he had a place called Chuckles that wasn't a comedy club?
That's right.
What was it?
I don't know.
He just had a place
I walked in, there were 2 dartboards, 2 pool tables, and 10 barflies. And now it's a bustling comedy club and wing house.
So he just had this vision, possibly, that if I call it Chuckles...
No, I don't think so. That's the odd part. And their logo was Laurel and Hardy and Chuckles Lounge. And I was like, I thought I was walking into a comedy club. When I first went in there, I was trying to get booked as Shane Ogden comedian.
Yeah.
But then I didn't see any...
This isn't a comedy club.
Yeah.
This isn't a place to be funny.
I said, can we turn this into a comedy club? He said, yeah. So
I never thought... He probably said, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
And you said, well, why is it called Chuckles? And never even occurred to him.
So we're 3 different entities. It's Greg Stewart and Tony Buckley.
Yeah.
They own Chuckles Lounge. And then there's 3 gentlemen that lease the kitchen. They're called Wing Nuts Wing House. And then Julie and I are called Chuckles Comedy Club. But we all operate under the same roof.
Okay.
And, you know,
an umbrella, if you will.
It is an umbrella. It's a Chuckles umbrella. For when it rains, not funny. We make it rain
you make
funny.
it funny.
Yeah, make the sun come out and everyone's happy.
And then you can enjoy a wing.
Oh, they're so good.
Hey, speaking of wing.
So good.
Is that...
Yeah. This past weekend.
Can I order a wing, by the way?
No, you need to order at least 10.
There's a minimum?
There is. Isn't that
Really?
insane?
That's
You
nuts.
should be able to go and order 1 wing.
I know. I usually do. And you know, I want the little drumstick. I don't want that other thing.
Yeah, the wing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the wing.
Yeah, but aren't they all hooked up together?
You want a chicken's leg, not a wing.
No, not that. There's a part of the wing that looks like a drumstick.
Yeah, that's the one you want.
Yeah,
and
but
I
that's
believe
not
it's
a
called
leg.
a drumstick.
No, it's not. It's part of the wing.
Is it?
You know what? Don't start up with me,
Oh,
please.
boy. Oh, boy.
I'm not in the mood for this.
Right. I don't want
Okay,
it. I don't
so
want
I come to your place. You're not even going to let me order a wing, so I got to come with 9 other guys, and then
That's
I can
right.
get 10. We can all have 1 wing.
That's right, but I still think they'll just put them on 1 plate.
Really?
I think so.
So I can't get 10. I can get 9 other plates.
I want 10 wings and 10 plates. They might turn you down.
But you don't know for sure.
I've never tried it because I'm not insane.
You're saying I am?
I am.
Really?
Well, if you're going to order 1 wing
You
at a
know
time.
what? Okay, I'm going to tell you something. I know you've been around the comedy business for a while.
Right.
But you don't come on a guy's show and tell him he's insane.
I think we're all insane.
No, but I mean, if you look at guys like a talk shows like Johnny Carson. He's still around, isn't he?
I think.
Well,
no.
But
I
I
don't know.
remember,
Dave Letterman's still around.
He is. He got a big beard now.
Right.
But I'm sure when you would go on his show that he would say, "You don't call me insane."
That's probably true.
It's just out of respect.
Right. I'm sorry, Rob.
Okay, no problem. Well, you know what?
Okay.
I'll order 2 wings.
Okay, there. See, that's a little more reasonable.
Okay, so let's go back a bit. John Wing. He was just on. Famous comedian.
Yes, from Just for Laughs and America's Got Talent, we had John Wing, who got a standing ovation. It was incredible. It's just the level of comedian we bring in is see, what we do is we get sponsors for the show, and we do creative things to get more revenue, streams of revenue, so that we can afford these guys who normally do theaters. So John Wing's a good example. In January, we have Nova Scotian Nathan McIntosh, who has been on Stephen Colbert and Conan O'Brien. So these are big-time comedians coming to St. John and performing at Chuckles Comedy Club. And people are starting to notice, and so that's the secret, is we keep the quality up, we're kind to our customers. We have a lot of people who are regulars, who get, we have people that come every single month, and they come from Moncton, Fredericton, St. Stephen, Sussex. They come from all over because our show is that good, and we're very excited about the possibility of opening up bi-weekly, because right now we're just monthly.
So, okay, so you see, all of a sudden I got a lisp.
Yeah.
Isn't that odd?
Well, it happens.
You know what? But a professional like myself, I shouldn't do that. Once a month,
right?
You have a show. Is just once a month?
It's Friday, the last Friday and Saturday of every month.
Okay, but you're talking about going bi-monthly, not bi-weekly. month?
Bi-weekly.
Oh, so you're going to, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
so
we
things
hope
are
so.
good.
Things are very good.
Oh,
They're
that's
headed in the right
awesome.
direction. People are getting to know us.
Yeah.
You know, we do radio ads, and we have signs all over the city, and people are starting to hear our name.
Well, now that you're on the
Yeah.
Rob Patry show,
Yes.
you're going to find they'll be knocking down the door.
Well,
yeah.
that's why I'm here, man.
Yeah.
They
Promote.
said, get yourself at the hot dog desk.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
have you seen this desk? Is exactly
It's like a hot dog.
Yes.
Oscar Mayer.
And I love to stop at the gas station and have 2 hot dogs. It's part of my daily health regimen when I'm doing electrical work.
Is that right?
Yes.
Where you go to the Irving station? and you
I
get
didn't want to
one of
mention that name,
No.
but okay, you're going to be name
know-
dropping. You know, I met Arthur Irving.
Did you?
Yes. I was working at Cedar Crest Gardens. I'm not bragging, but I was working there, and I was the guy who, like, you know, watered the plants. And this guy comes in for some plants, and he's got an Irving truck, and the invoice says, Irving.
Yeah.
And I said, Irving? Irving, where have I heard that name?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, I'm Arthur Irving. And I said, you are? I said, well, you're pretty brave walking around with no security. I said, you must be a real tough guy. I said, did you know there's restaurants and gas stations named after you? He started laughing. He was the best guy. We had a great laugh.
You know what? It's time to take a break.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back with
We're going
Shane
to Irving
Ogden.
for hot
We're-
dogs.
Yeah, one of those hot dogs. Mustard, ketchup, and relish, please. We'll be right back. You know, I got nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I can't even remember my name. You know what?
Why
you
do
know,
I have this effect on you?
I am smitten with you. I
Thank
feel
you.
like a young schoolgirl.
Thank you.
And
you
you're like,
have lovely eyes.
thank you. You say that to all the boys, don't you?
I have been known to be a flirt.
But I can tell that. But you know, we were talking before the show. You were here, what, about 2-3 hours before we went live.
Yeah.
And you and I talked about everything under the sun.
We did.
And now I have absolutely nothing to
We
say to you.
burned through all the good stuff.
I know,
It
and
was
now-
that nervous getting to know you
I know.
energy. I was like, Rob Patry, what's it like being a big studio TV guy? And you're
Yeah.
like, what's it like being a big time comedian? And then we were like, and we were sharing a Sunday and
Okay,
remember?
now I got to ask
No,
you.
no, that happened.
I got a serious question.
All right, let's
this is
get-
serious.
Yes,
we're
let's
going to
get
get serious.
serious.
And
my
we're going
specialty.
to turn the tables. Okay, boxers or briefs?
none. Commando.
Commando style. Nice.
And I'm being sincere about that. I haven't worn underwear since 1986.
Really?
Really.
Can I be so bold as to ask why? You know what? I don't want to know why. It's
Well,
none of my business.
I ran into a problem though. At the college in St. John, they offer massages, and I had to rebook my massage because I realized I was going commando, and I didn't want to scare anybody. So I had to go buy underwear at Walmart and come back a half hour later. And I chose boxers, just for your information.
Okay, but that doesn't really tell me why you don't wear any. It just tells me that you got
Why
into
would
an
ya?
embarrassing situation.
This
Okay,
is my
forget it.
question for
You know,
humanity. Why do you wear underwear?
Okay, fair enough.
Why?
But
It's
don't
just an
you ever
extra
get-
step. You
don't
don't
you
need
get
it. You
ch-
got pants.
Don't you get chafed and
Not at all.
no?
No.
I'm very sensitive down there.
No, you just buy soft pants.
See, I prefer a rough material.
You
rubber.
do,
I
eh?
do.
Oof.
Okay,
Leather pants on a hot
here's
day.
my serious question for you.
Okay.
Now I forget what it was. Oh, we were talking about, okay, so just before you go live, when you're doing stand-up,
Right.
what's going through your mind? Are you going over and over your material? What are you thinking about? Because I know before the show goes, I'm not thinking about anything.
I guess when I was younger, I used to just torture myself.
Right.
Right? You just, what's going to happen? But after time, you get experience and you realize, I better think about this the day before.
Yeah.
And then once you've got a plan, you're okay. And maybe before the show, I'm going, okay, how am I going to start? What am I going to do in the middle, and how am I going to end? So I call that sandwiching. So I do something off the top that I know that's going to work. In the middle, I might add something new, that I'm not sure of, and then I'm going to close on a high note.
That's
my fault. That's my fault.
Something just fell
I
here.
pushed that over.
You know what? Please do not touch this area. This is.
You've told me, and I don't know why. I guess I'm nervous, and
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's okay. We'll
But
forgive
yeah,
you
so
this time.
that's my technique.
Okay,
I guess.
now you write your own material.
I do. Every good comedian
Nobody,
actually do. You
don't
writes their own
steal
material.
stuff.
No,
that's taboo in your business.
Yes, it is. You become shunned, and you would be what's known as a hack.
Right.
Yes. And so hacks don't get the favors, They don't get the couches to stay on.
Right.
Or the numbers of booking agents and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's very important you're original, and it's very good practice when you're on a show to talk to the other comedians, make sure you're not doing similar material, and that sort of thing. So, and people, our community is very small. There's probably around 3,000 working comedians in Canada, which sounds like a lot, but we're all spread over. So word travels fast if somebody's stealing other materials. So,
right.
Yeah, it's all original.
So now, when you write a joke, or do you, okay, you know what? How would you describe your comedy? There's a good question.
Life. Yeah, quitting smoking. Like when I quit smoking, like now they have the cool vapes. The mist.
Yes.
What is it called? The vape?
You just, yeah.
Yeah, it rolls over your face,
Yeah.
and there's a little blue light, and you look like a cowboy from the future. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And when I quit smoking, they had the Nicorette inhaler, which looks like a tampon.
Right.
And I worked in construction, so I would walk up with a tampon in my mouth.
Not good.
Oh, thank you, Nicorette, as if
Right.
this wasn't hard enough.
Right.
But so the birth of my children, watching a C-section and pretending everything was fine to keep my wife calm. I was not calm.
Right.
I was scared.
C-section.
She had a curtain, but they forgot my curtain, right?
Oh.
And so the birth of my children, and then the ego trip of having a little baby that looks exactly like you, and just life. That's where comedy comes from.
You're talking to your audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I do, but it never comes off as funny. It just comes off as annoying and irritating. And you know what's funny? You said that word hack. I've heard that used around me a lot. Now, what does that mean?
Maybe other hosts of shows maybe.
Yes, that's exactly. But I sense some jealousy out there.
Yeah, well, it's because you're on fire.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
Yeah, smoking hot.
Yeah.
That's me.
Other things like my friends say, now they got these things that you can put in your hair, in your head, and you could grow hair like Chia Pet, right? Like I don't know how they do it. They take hair from other parts of your body,
back,
they put it, they sew it in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's all good, but I've been bald for 40 years. I'm not just going to show up with hair like everything's normal. Like, hey guys, how you doing? I'm not going to.
No.
So I'm just talking about things that have happened to me, you know? So that's where my comedy comes from.
Do you write it down? See, I'm fascinated by the process, and I'm sure a lot of people are.
I write down keynotes.
Do you?
Yeah. So if I were going to do that whole Nicorette thing, I would just write down smoking, or babies, or whatever the subject is.
And then that just clicks.
Yeah, because
in.
you do it a little bit different every time if you approach it the way I do, which is conversational. So every time is a different experience, but you get the bones of it on the paper.
No, I've heard a lot of stand-up say, like, when you're starting out, it's painful. Like, you go through, and I guess that's part of the process in paying your dues. And
it's still painful.
It's still painful.
Yeah, because I've got a new bit I'm working on about a life hack. Have you heard of this? Life hack? It's like making your life easier. Like you microwave a squash is easier than cutting it up and baking it. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
So my life hack is I can get you free breakfast every day for the rest of your life. Would you like to know, Al?
I would love to know.
So this is how you do it. You visit any hotel that serves continental breakfast. You must wear sweatpants. And you just go to the Belgian waffle machine and you're cooking the Belgian waffles, right?
And nobody's going to say
The
anything.
first lady you see, you go, honey, you want 2 of these? And when she gets a little closer, go, pretend you know me. There's Belgian waffles at stake. And then you have free breakfast every day. So
for the rest of your life. We have a phone. You see why I'm giving you that confused look?
I was wondering.
Yeah. You know, you had that look like this.
Because you were agreeing with me the whole time, and then you just went.
No, you know what? We got a call.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And I never get, I should
This is
say
great.
That. So
I never get calls.
who is it from Moncton, Patry? Sorry? Bertha. Bertha, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
You're calling
I
all the
can
way
hear
from
you.
Moncton to talk to Shane Ogden or me?
Both. No, I want to talk to the comedian, I guess.
You want to talk to the comedian? Then that's me.
Oh,
Bertha, my
okay,
grandmother's
hi.
name was Bertha.
Yeah,
True
we
story.
were just watching your program, my husband and I, and or you're on the program, and we need some laughter down here. So I
You do?
wondered if you ever.
You need some laughter in Moncton. Have you looked at your mayor?
Ooh.
I'm only kidding, Bertha. I'm sure your mayor is lovely. It was an easy joke.
Yeah, we need comedy. I say that's my favorite hobby is laughing.
I cannot hear
Patrick, can you turn up the speaker a bit? Go ahead, Bertha. We just...
Okay, here I am. Should I talk
No, we
loud?
can't hear anything,
we
Patrick.
we can't hear Bertha, Patrick. Bertha, please stand by.
Will do.
There, now we
she
can.
is.
There
I
we
can hear you so good, Bertha.
Okay.
You know, Bertha, I'm going to be honest. With your first name, I would have thought you were the one with the hearing problem, but apparently it's me.
No, I have a hearing problem, too.
You both do.
We both do. We're peas in a pod.
It comes with that beautiful getting older thing.
Yeah, I'm only starting with the joys. I'm only 41. Once in a while, my knee just doesn't work. So
Well.
I'm sure it's going to be a great time. My parents get up every day to see who died. That's a good way to wake up, isn't it?
I'm pretty well there.
Oh, Lord.
Looking at the
Oh,
obits.
Lord.
Yep.
You look at the obits to see if you're in them.
That's right. Also for
Yeah.
job openings in New Brunswick, if you need to know where the best jobs are, just check the obituaries. That's the classifieds for jobs.
So
That's
what
right.
is
If
it?
you don't see your name, you get up and do your work, whether it be home or wherever.
That's right. When I was a little boy, I had to pile wood.
Oh, pile of wood.
My dad made me pile the whole pile and not half.
Well, he knew you were young and strong and teach you how to do things so later on you'd know how.
He made me strong.
Yes, there you go.
So Bertha, do you watch my show every week?
You're the comedian, or no, the other guy?
I'm known.
Nobody can tell.
I'm known as the other guy. I'm known as the unfunny clown. No, how come you're not? No, but what got you to watch the show this evening, Bertha? I'm just curious.
Well, we were out to supper and then came home, and my husband turns the TV on, and he usually puts it at St. Andrews,
else.
or that's where you are, right?
Yeah, we're on. So you watch my show weekly? You're a huge fan.
Yeah, well, I'm getting there.
Yeah. You know what? I know it's a painful process, but in the end, it'll be well worth it.
What's your husband's name, Bertha?
Ian.
Ian. Hello, Ian. How are you? How's he doing?
I say yes all the time. He
I
says
want to
no.
guess that Ian loves cooking up some fiddleheads.
Yes. How do you know?
Because I'm a genius? Part-time genius. I don't get benefits.
No. Well, I'm not a great cook, so if you know how to cook, maybe you could come down here and
I'll
teach
cook
me how
them
to
if you
cook.
butter them,
Invitation.
which is not something you hear every day, Bertha. I'll cook if you butter them.
Okay, yeah, right.
Thank you for watching.
Anyway, do you ever come to Moncton?
Well, I tell you what. You get somebody you know with the Facebook. Have you heard of the Facebook?
Oh, yes.
And you look at Shane Ogden Comedian, and you
Okay.
can find out all my show dates.
Good show.
And I come to Moncton all the time.
Oh, great.
I
great.
love being on the border town between French and English. It's wonderful.
You're, I'm sorry. What border town? That's French and English, or how did you say that?
Isn't Moncton the border between French and English?
Well, when I was growing up, it was 60% English and 40% French.
Wow.
And do I sound French?
In my experience, probably not.
No, but I am.
Can I teach you a little French?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to teach you how to say, I am a crazy monkey. Are you ready?
Okay.
Je suis un singe fou. Je suis un singe fou. Try it.
Je suis a fine screw.
Close it up.
Close
Bertha.
enough.
I love you.
Yeah. This is a family show.
I love you
Bertha.
too.
I
Okay.
hope I see you in Moncton.
Right. Okie doke.
Thank you for calling in,
Thank
Bertha.
you.
It's very sweet of you. Thank you. Keep watching the show. Somebody has to.
Your audience is great. That was wonderful.
This is typical of who watches.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to come back sometime.
Would you?
Yeah, already. I want
It's
to
not
book
even
myself
over.
again.
We still got 20 minutes of powerhouse entertainment to deliver.
Okay,
so,
let's do it.
Oh, you're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, well,
anytime
what if
at
people
all.
want to call? They want to call, like if you want to call and talk to us, they
Yeah.
could do that, right?
That's
Or-
what Bertha just did.
yeah, well, are we
Anybody
going to tell
could
the
call.
number again, or we're not going to
You,
tell them?
you know what? Do you want me to do it, or are you going to take
I'll
over?
do it.
You do
I'll
it.
do
It's
it.
yours. It's all
Wait,
yours.
will you move your mouth and I'll say the numbers? Okay, if you want to call Rob Patry Live.
You see, they've already got the camera on me. This
Yeah.
is very.
So I'm going to say the number. 506-529-8826. That's 506-529-8826. Toll free 855-529-8826.
See, I started doing this like a Godzilla movie, and it was working pretty good, but then they switched back to you. So
Okay. We tried.
we did.
Yeah.
But see, the province is starving for comedy. I'm sure you'll be able to get up to a bi-weekly show before you know it.
But that's what I love about the province is that, there's a lot of things that are, it's economically depressed and it's tough, but we're in it together.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the little shed parties and the things that go on,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this.
I've never been to a shed party.
lo-
I don't even know what a
love being-
shed party is.
Well, it's where adults congregate
Oh,
to.
yeah, I don't hang around adults.
No,
No.
no, it's not any fun.
No.
No, but yeah, so I love New Brunswick. I love the people here, and I love making people laugh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So now so if we've talked enough about Chuckles, we've talked about everything on my list. I got nothing else to say. We got 20 minutes to kill. What are we going to do now?
Well, hopefully we get some callers. I mean,
I think that was it.
that was it.
You know what?
Bertha, call us back.
Bertha, if you're out there, call us. We need some help. We desperately need some help. Patrick's in Mary saying it's break time again. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Rob Patry Live, my special guest, Shane Ogden. Great song. That's my theme song. That's unbelievable, isn't it? It does.
you know?
You want a copy of that? We'll get
Man,
you a
it's like
copy.
early Zeppelin. I'm just
It
like,
is.
what?
It is. You know, Bertha likes it.
Oh, Bertha was a big Zeppelin fan,
she was.
I think.
She used to. Well, I won't even say it.
Probably.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Page and her. Well, it's okay.
It's hard to say.
So now you got shows.
I
'Cause
do. I
you-
have a lot of shows.
You got a lot of
coming. I'm
shows.
very excited to announce.
Well, thank goodness Julie
shows.
is here because she's you got to put stuff in your
She'll
mind.
remind me,
Because
yeah.
you're like an empty vessel,
I'm
aren't you?
touring a show right now. It's called 20 Years on Stage, 40 Years on Earth. It's my one-man comedy
I don't
show.
get it.
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not very creative. In the early days, I was calling my show Shane Ogden Presents, and then I'm just saying literally what's happened. Yeah, I've been 40 years
So
on Earth,
you've
20
been
years on
alive
stage.
for 40 plus years. You've been doing stand-up for half of that.
That's right.
Is that, see, I've
Yeah.
crystallized
Yeah.
your
You got my 40-20, 20-20.
yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. Okay,
And,
so tell us what this is about and where you're performing.
I'm performing in St. Stephen December 2nd.
Okay.
So you can get your tickets at the People's Pub or look for Shane Ogden Comedian on Facebook. And I'm also performing in Fredericton January 13th. And that's all I've got so far. I mean, there's other shows, but they're Christmas parties
And
and
then
stuff.
somewhere in December, you're going to Moncton to do some cooking for Bertha, I believe.
Yes, I
'Cause
have
I've
some
got that
frozen
written down.
fiddleheads that I'm thawing out right now
As we
for
speak.
Bertha and Ian.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wasn't that sweet of her to call?
It was awesome, yeah.
She saw you
Yeah.
and she immediately.
That's 2 for 2 because my grandmother was sweet too. So 2
and your
Berthas I've
grandmother
met.
was Bertha.
Yeah, that's right.
That wasn't your grandmother, was it?
Unless she's back.
Oh, she's passed.
She's
I'm
passed,
sorry to
yeah.
hear that. I didn't even know she was sick.
Well, it's very sad. She died about 20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she lives on.
I think I'm over it.
Are you?
Yeah, yeah.
It was a rough patch though in your life?
Well, she was a beautiful lady, and she lost both legs to diabetes, and she was in a wheelchair,
Right.
and she was in her garden and I had to push her around. I remember how heavy that wheelchair was. And
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Just through the mud, you know? And then she's like, okay, leave me for a while. And I went to watch He-Man, you know, the cartoon He-Man. So I go in to have a molasses cookie. I'm watching He-Man and I hear, Shane, Shane. My grandmother was stuck in the garden with her wheelchair.
In a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's one thing I remember. But I mean, I was so young, and
Right.
And she was
Skeletor,
a beautiful lady.
Skeletor, right?
Yes,
Was that-
I'll get you, He-Man.
Right. So she had no legs.
She had no legs.
See, now that's not funny.
No.
Is it?
No,
I don't
this
know.
bit has no legs.
No,
And neither did she.
It won't get very far. That's right. Yeah.
She was a sweet lady.
She sounds
She was a
sounds
sweet,
lovely.
And I'm sure the lady in Moncton has legs.
We didn't ask
Soon
her.
she'll
We
have
could-
fiddleheads.
You know what, Bertha? If you're still watching,
Call
us
back
let
and tell us
know.
if you have legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're hoping you do. I'm sure you do.
I'm sure you do.
So now you left your grandmother in a wheelchair, stuck in the mud.
Well, He-Man
while you
was
were
on. You
watching-
can understand.
Yeah.
I was pretty young.
Yeah, I could just-
I didn't
she's-
make the best decision.
She was out there screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
Shane, help me.
Yeah, and I got out there and she was like, I was like, Nanny, how long have you been here? And she's like, I don't know, half an hour.
Yeah.
She was so sweet.
So you could embellish this and say she was in quicksand, and that would have made it a lot funnier.
I
than you had to
guess.
throw her
Yeah, I
rope
need a
and-
team of writers to make that
You
interesting.
do.
Yeah,
that's.
yeah. This is the problem with unrehearsed material.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what? We're working out a bit right here.
We're working out a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not do it live with lots of people watching?
Yeah,
Such a great idea.
You know what? I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
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 See, these you're gonna go home and watch it. If you, oh no, you don't. Well, you watch it on YouTube in a few days.
Yes, that's going to be great. I can't wait to share this on YouTube.
You know what? I'm telling you, it's gonna be hugely disappointing.
I
always-
hope it isn't.
It always seems like fun while you're here, but
Right.
the minute you walk out that door, down those stairs, and you're in your car, you're thinking, "What have I done?"
Why didn't I say this? Why
Yeah.
didn't I say
No, you're
that?
gonna say, "Why did I even bother showing up?"
Oh, God, that's
It's-
so grim.
I know it is.
That's not how I see it at all, man.
No?
No, I feel like a rock star here at the hot dog desk
Really?
on Rob Patry Live. I love it here, man. Yeah.
You know what? I'm
I could
so
do this for
happy.
another hour.
Really?
Yes.
See, I've never had a guest that was so positive, so upbeat about all of
Oh,
this.
man, I just wake up every day and I say, what can I do for Rob Patry? That's what I say in the mirror.
Really?
Every single
Every day. Wow.
I didn't even know you then.
I know.
But
You've never even know. Well, you know what? Now you'll be a fan.
I
You-
suffer
like you-
from mental illness.
You'll be hooked. You know, I gotta apologize to you. 'cause-
Why?
Well, because I gave you that blank, crazy stare before.
Don't be sorry. Life's
when-
too short.
When Bertha called in, I should have been paying attention to your bit about I don't remember what it was. now.
Getting hair?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Does that bother you that you have no hair?
It did.
Is it a soft
it did.
spot?
No, between 26 and 27, it really bothered me.
Oh, you
By
lost-
28, I was totally defeated.
Did you lose it?
I just woke
young?
up, looked at my bald head, went, thanks, Jesus, and then I
Then you moved
accepted
on.
it.
Yeah.
And it was okay after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just got to accept yourself for who you are.
Would you get a toupee if you?
I
Have you
have a
thought
picture.
about it?
I have a picture of me in front of a toupee shop, and I'm going. And people love it, but
But you
no,
wouldn't
I
do
wouldn't
that.
really wear it.
No.
No. Like I like rap music, but I would never wear rap music shirts. You
No.
know.
Or
Yeah.
those short.
I roll the
pants?
windows way up, and
Do you?
I listen to my rap music. I sing it to myself, but I don't wear a Tupac T-shirt and chains. I don't do that.
Right. So I like because you were telling me earlier that you wouldn't just show up somewhere with a new head of hair all of a sudden.
No. Unless it was like a full-blown afro, like something crazy, I would do that.
Then you would do it.
Yeah.
So when is the next show at Chuckles?
November 24th and 25th.
And who's going to be there?
A very funny comedian by the name Kathleen McGee.
Okay.
And she has been on television several times, but there's nothing like seeing her live. She is one of the funniest females that I have ever seen in my life. Funniest people I've ever seen in my life, period. She's so hilarious, and we can't wait to have her. We've got great acts that are coming up, and you could check it all out on CHCO-ComedyClub.ca.
Right. And where's Kathleen from?
Originally, I believe she's from Edmonton
Okay.
and now living in Vancouver, but she tours all over North America.
So okay, just out of curiosity, how do you get hold of these comedians? 'Cause
I
that's
know
Julie's
them all.
job.
I know them all. I gave Julie a list, and she started with the people I knew.
So you know them
and
all.
And then they started talking to each other.
Right.
Now Julie knows more comedians than I do because they call her. She's the booking agent. And, you know, Kathleen, who I know,
Right.
has a good time. And she talks to her other comedian friends, and they call. And so then we have grown and grown. And now we're one of the most sought after gigs because we pay very well. Based on my past as a homeless comedian, I'm like, nope, we pay for their dinner and we send them with the money they made. We treat them very well, and word's getting around that it's a good gig, and so people call us now. So it's good.
So now, if I go out there, should I bring my wife?
Do you like your wife?
Well, it depends. And you know what? I don't know how much we should get into this right
I think
now.
you should bring her. Yeah, yeah.
Because
why not?
I read that it's like the perfect date night.
It is the ultimate date night because there's lots of parking, delicious food, and it's so much fun. You know, people go to the movies and dinner theater and different things. Why can't stand-up comedy be something that people do on a regular basis?
Absolutely.
That's our whole mission statement, if we have one.
No, but that is good. I mean, it
Yeah.
is a lot of fun, and it's something a lot of times you don't think about unless you say, let's go to a movie or let's go for dinner. But this is a whole night's entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
You're bang for your buck. Lots
Yeah.
of value right there.
And it's great for the area. We are St. John's first comedy club, so we are a historical location, and we're very proud of that. And you know, it's kind of like a dream come true for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever have on like an amateur night?
Well, what we do is
There's a reason I'm asking.
we take the open mic people, the people that are just starting out.
That's what
and
you
we let them-
professionals call it, open mic.
Yeah. Well, I prefer to look at it as local talent versus amateur. I think there's some like condescending tone to saying someone's an amateur, right?
I would call that all the time. They see this
Some
is,
people still call me that.
Yeah.
But the thing, we want to make people feel good, and we want to include them. So what we do is we take our better local acts and we have them open up for the professional comedians. And if they're not quite ready, we will often say, okay, get a good 5 minutes together and we'll come see. And we go out to the open mics and we watch them at other places. And when they get a good 5 minutes together, we let them open up for the pros. Yeah.
So you're helping them out.
Yeah.
Sort of taking them
And
under your
actually,
wing.
Julie took that a step further by putting their name and their picture on the poster, which they really appreciate. You know, a lot of comedy clubs would just have the picture of the headliner.
Yeah.
But Julie has made it so everybody gets a little credit, you know, and it's good for them.
It's like
they enjoy
Employee
it.
of the Month at Burger King.
It's way better.
Is it?
Because I've been Employee of the Month at Burger King.
And it wasn't that good?
No, well, it was Wendy's, but you know, same difference.
Same difference. Oh, their
it was
hamburgers are
awful.
square, though.
It was
aren't
awful. You know, I went to Calgary and I thought, I better hang on to this job at Wendy's. And I stayed there for 3 years.
they? Really?
Yeah.
Flipping burgers?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was drive-through. I was everything.
Yeah.
And then I graduated to shift supervisor, and they gave me a shiny gold name tag.
Wow.
Boy, did I feel
You were-
good. I was
yeah.
making $8.75 an hour, man.
Wow. That is the big time.
And I got to tell 50-year-old Filipino ladies, mop that floor. I felt terrible about it. I would mop the floor for them,
Right.
truth be told.
You
And
seem
then
like that type of guy.
I am.
You
I
seem
can't
like
tell
you're a
someone
nice
that's older
guy.
than me. No, I couldn't.
See, I was a little concerned that you would be like one of those abusive, angry comedians, but you're not. You're the nice comedian.
Well, what fun is that?
But you
Making people angry all the time. There we go.
Well, see, I was nervous. I thought, geez, what if he comes on here and starts making fun of me?
Just flip the hot dog
Yeah.
over. Yeah, just freak out.
yeah, start swearing and stuff like that.
You know, make Bertha spit out her fiddle head.
Yeah,
What's
no,
he saying?
That would not be good.
Ian!
So on the open mic, how do I get a gig there? Because this is what I'd like to do.
Well, we know people that you can contact in St. John.
Yeah.
So if you know, there are emails on chucklescomedyclub.ca. So if you contact Julie, we'll give you all the names of all the open mics in New Brunswick. There's places in Fredericton, Moncton,
Well, but
St.
I want to
John.
go to your place and get the free wing.
Right. I think the guys who lease the kitchen might be upset if we start giving away their wings.
No, but you said that you.
I'll buy you a wing.
Will you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll buy you 10 of them.
Okay, now I want you
I'll
to.
bring my own 10 plates for
Do you think that I could do that? Because I don't
You
think.
psychopath.
I, Now, where did that come from? See, that was a bit ugly. That was hurtful.
It was teasing because you get 10 plates.
Yeah, but see, right now, on my notes here, as you can see, because I've been writing all night,
Yeah.
I've got the words, he called me insane and a psychopath. And, you know, that's hurtful. And I just said you were nice.
But imagine the bumper you could do for your next show is like, he called me insane and a psychopath.
Yeah. But I just said you were the nice comedian. I complimented you, and then you respond with, I'm a psychopath.
But we're all psychopaths.
I suppose.
Yeah.
So now, do you think I'd be a good stand-up?
I think you'd be very good stand-up
Really?
because you have that rich baritone broadcast quality voice, which I'm an octave off. If I was a little bit deeper, Daddy sang bass, I would be good.
Right.
But you've got that natural broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, official look. I don't have that.
Yeah, but you think I should show up in a shirt and tie and all that and do the, yeah.
I think you go a little casual. If you wanted to loosen the tie, you could.
No, I never do.
No.
No, I've got a strict
Keep
policy.
it tight, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know? That should be your mission statement, Rob Patry Live. Keeping it tight.
Yeah. It's the corporate leash.
Ladies and gentlemen, keeping it tight with Rob Patry.
And then, of course, one of the prerequisites is to be funny, right?
That's
that would help.
Comedy is well, what do you call it? Subjective. Thank you.
Because
it's the art of surprise. You know that, right?
I don't think I'm funny. First of all, I'll tell you, I don't think I'm funny. I don't have any timing.
But don't you think everybody has their moments?
And I'm not any good.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. I think you're funny.
You think I'm funny?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I think it's in you.
It just needs to be.
It's like blood. It's in you to give.
Right.
You just gotta let it out.
It needs to be nurtured a bit.
It does. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be moments that you need to accept the silence and accept that you're not funny. But then there are moments when funny things are going to pop into your head.
See, I think the silence I could accept because it's always quiet in here.
Is it? Yeah.
It's deathly quiet.
Well,
it's
you're
like a
far more
morgue.
comfortable here than I am. I could tell that right away.
How so?
Well, because there's only a few people in the studio, and you kind of know how to carry on this questioning and conversation without any reaction. I'm a comedian. I'm waiting for all these reactions that aren't happening in this studio.
And you know, you're right, because we had talked a bit about that before. Like, would you want to do stand-up here? And there's no way I would make you do that, because I think it would be a horrible thing.
It would be awful. No.
See, but now I kind of wish I had.
Well, I did call you a psychopath. That would be payback, right?
Yeah. But you know, right over there, if you look, well, you can't see it here on the camera, but we got a brick wall. And I know you comedians, stand-up guys, love a brick wall.
Oh, man, do we ever love a brick wall?
You do.
I don't know who started. It was in a New York basement just the first time they set it up, and I think it just became tradition.
But now it's the thing to do.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to put you at the brick wall, and we'll give you 3 minutes, and then you make me laugh.
Yeah.
And then
wouldn't that be fun for you?
It would. just to see you squirm out there and
man,
sweat.
I still will sweat. Yeah, man. Every time I try to make people laugh, it's like, oh, they're either going to love me or they're going to be really disappointed.
And when they don't laugh, which I'm sure rarely happens because you're a funny guy.
It's
but when
like,
they don't,
it's like an entire group of people that are my ex-wife just looking at me like,
and is it hurtful?
Why was I ever involved with this guy?
Does it hurt?
Hurt to the core.
Yeah.
When people don't like you in unison at the same time, that's very painful.
Yeah.
But when you can turn that into them agreeing with something you say or make them laugh or, then it's like acceptance and a great feeling. And part of the trap of doing comedy is you're always chasing that laugh dragon. You're always like, oh, how can I make them laugh now? Because comedy's the art of surprise. So you always want to make people surprise and laugh and, that sort of thing. So.
Now, I have a question for you.
Sure.
See, I always have, before I ask a question, I always have to say, I have a question for you. I don't know if you've noticed that, but that's my thing.
All right.
Do you have a dark side?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Depressed?
Yes. Not only depression, bipolar, and suicidal.
Oh, you're the real deal then.
I'm the real.
You're the perfect comedian.
And not everybody is, because now comedians are like any other trade. I mean, there's some people that are happy and some people that are not. Mine is just mental illness. It's just a chemical imbalance, and with therapy and medication, I'm okay.
You're fine.
But, I write dark jokes.
Yeah.
So I admit to the audience, I say, I am suicidal. And everybody goes, like this, but then I break the tension. So you create tension and then you break it. So I say, I'm suicidal. And then I say, don't be weird. Don't be weird. I'm just like you. I just get a little more excited when rope goes on sale.
Right.
Right? And then they laugh and then it's okay again. And then I'm their friend again.
They laugh with a lump in their throat.
They do. Sometimes they do. Yeah. But you know, comedy is like, you know that the theatrical faces, there's one smiling and one, it's yin and yang.
Yes.
So in order to see the light or experience the highs, you have to see the darkness and experience the lows.
Absolutely, I have to agree
So those
with
extremes.
You. Well, you know what? I think we're almost out of time. This hour went by a little bit too fast.
It was so much fun.
Did
I
you
loved
have
it.
fun?
I did. It was great.
And you do this again?
I would absolutely do it again. Can I do a couple plugs before we go?
No.
Okay.
Plug away, my friend.
Okay.
Plug away.
So for the comedy club, it's chucklescomedyclub.ca, and for Shane Ogden Comedy, it's Shane Ogden Comedian on Facebook.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I want everybody to get there and support the comedy club, support comedy in St. John and in the province of New Brunswick. Chuckles sounds like a great place. I got to get out there, but I got to just make sure that I can only get one wing because I can't eat 10. Shane, thank you very much.
We're going to do hot dogs soon.
Sounds good. Thanks again. Thank you for watching Rob Patry Live. We'll see you next week.